Okay, so let's talk about real quick. Um, if your number is a 10 or you're perfect, I want you to be reminded that anything that's perfect is hard to maintain. It's kind of like spinning plates. Remember back in the day, and I don't know how old you are, but I remember this because I was a kid when Johnny Carson used to come on at night. And this was back when we only had three channels. Um, Television used to go off the air at like midnight. Used to play the national anthem, and you couldn't watch TV after midnight. That's just what it was. Johnny Carson used to have talent on the show, and one talent I'll never forget. And it was a guy that was a plate spinner. You probably saw that they have these long poles sticking up, and what he would do is put a plate on top of the pole and spin it. And then he would run and go get another plate, put it on the second pole and spin it. But while the second one was spinning, he had to go back and spin the first one again so it wouldn't fall. Because if they fall, they of course were porcelain plates and the plates would crack and break. So he did this over and over and over. And the more he did it, the more the crowd was at the edge of their seats. You could hear the audible gasp when the pole started to wiggle and the plate was about to fall. So he would run back, spin that plate, put on the third plate, get it started. While he's starting the third plate, second plate is wobbling. So he spin the second one, put on a fourth one, but then he had to go see about the first one. And he did that on and on and on till he got about 10 to 12 plates up there. Now, he kept them all spinning, but the more plates he put up, the more he had to run back and tend to the first one. So the lesson I want to get to you in this one is that with life, we're spinning plates all the time. And when you spin plates and they're all spinning perfectly, that time doesn't last long because it's hard to keep them all spinning. Some plates are going to wobble, but it may not fall because you can catch it. And that's how it is with your number. So if you're like a 9 or a 10, or you say it's perfect, you have a lot of plates going on and you're spinning them very well. If a plate falls, don't let it derail you from what you're doing. Don't hit that wall and fall down. We have to keep spinning our plates. And if one plate happens to fall, okay, that's fine. Your plate fell, get another one, spin it again. And that's an ongoing thing. So if you are a 9 or a 10, just remember you have to try to maintain that number. And if many of your plates have fallen and you're like a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1, get some more plates. Let's spin them again. Let's keep going. So here's the story I want to tell you. I want to share something with you guys that happened to me recently. So let me set this up. So as you know, a lot of you guys know that I'm studying for a doctorate. So I'm conducting a doctoral study. Now, I've been studying for the past 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. So I have a lot of writings that I did. Proposal was like 115 pages, like 25,000 words. So yeah, I wrote a lot. Let me tell you what happened. The hard drive on my computer crashed. And I just heard this loud screeching sound and then a lot of clicks, click, 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 click. And then the screen turned blue. So yeah, the computer wouldn't start from there. And I was going to take the hard drive and transfer the files, my 5 years worth of study, onto my other computer. So when I connected it, it was a no-go. It wasn't happening. The drive wouldn't even be recognized. I couldn't see anything. My hard work, my blood, sweat, and tears gone down the drain. I got to start over. And here is the lesson. I always say you have to find the opportunity in everything. Everything is an opportunity, even the bad stuff. Now with this, at first I was disappointed. I recognized that. But then I started to think, okay, this gives me a chance to start over, to get some new things, to get a new perspective on things. Because a lot of the articles and ideas that I've written in the past was from when I didn't know as much. If you look at something you did years ago versus what you would produce today, it's a vast difference. So it's an opportunity for me to read some stuff again, to do it again, to remake it. This is how life is, y'all. Listen, if you hold on to things, you don't make room in your life for new things. If you always hold on to stuff with an iron fist, and never open your hands, you can't receive anything. You can't go grab anything else because your hands are full. Think about it. Look in your closets. You know, many of us have t-shirts and socks and outfits that's older than our children. It may have holes in it, or you might not even fit it anymore, but you will not throw it away because of how much money you spent on it. The time you put into something, the money you spent on something is not wasted because you don't have it anymore. I was telling a friend about my plight before. I told him about how my hard drive crashed and how I lost, 5 years of data. And he said, man, I would have been sad. I would have been disappointed. But I looked at him and said, I'm not. Because that's the time. He spoke about time, and he said that I would have been sad because it's 5 years worth of time that's gone down the drain. But for me, it was training. The time that I spent was not for building that. The time that I spent, I can't get back, but the experience and the knowledge that I gained from that, I can never lose. So it's all about perspective here. It's all about perspective. Let's put this into real life stuff. If you have lost something that you thought was valuable, like your time, some material object, a relationship, something like that, just remember, it's like spinning plates. Sometimes plates fall, but you pick up another one and you keep going. You do another one. Don't regret what you did and what you lost. That's out of your control. But what you can do is try to pull the good stuff out of what you lost. See how it prepared you for the new journey that you have to take, and embrace that. That's why I said there's opportunity in everything. Even when things bad happen and it may be devastating, there is opportunity. If you lost a job, and you wouldn't have quit anyway, you wouldn't have left, but something happened that made you leave, and you had to leave. Now you're free to get that new job that may pay you more money, may offer you better hours, may be a less of a commute away, but you're in a better position than you were before. But you wouldn't let go of that job because you was holding on to it with an iron fist. The same thing with materials and relationships. Don't be distraught because you lost something. There comes a time when you have to let it go. And letting go is not always a bad thing. Sometimes you have to let go so you can receive something new. So anyway, I love you and God loves you. So everybody have a blessed day.